I don't know too much about eating and diet, but I know I'm changing, like I say, changing my brain to eat differently. One thing I wanted to mention today is what most our people are talking about is intermittent fasting, and the first thing that comes to my mind with that is, you know, I was raised as a Christian. My grandma was a preacher, and there were times, always times, where they say we're fasting, you know. And as I grow up with the fasting thing, I was like, oh, it's time to, we're going to starve or something like that. And then also, I think about, Muslims during Ramadan, they fast. So there's a couple of things about the past that continues to repeat itself which is good, which is an apple a day, help keep the doctor away, and eating in moderation. So, and then we hear breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right? And and then we hear breakfast is the most important meal. So, how do we think about that? Especially if you're a shift worker, you work mid shift, night shift, day shift, rotating shifts. So, what I do, because it's too much to think about. The most important thing I've stopped was processed foods and try to get good quality foods to eat. And the way I think about it, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and intermittent fasting all together, I make it easy for me in the way I think and train my brain to do it differently. And it has worked. And I have lost quite a few pounds around my waist and quite a few pounds when I step on the stage. I mean, on the scale. So I get my lunchbox when it's time for work right now on mid shift. And the main important thing is food preparation, food from home. Or if you know someone that can cook you some good quality food, or where to buy some good quality food. And so it's food preparation. So in my lunchbox, during the week I start prepping. I Everything that's in my lunchbox, I consider it breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right? So I don't have to be to work until 4 on the mid shift, right? And when I first get up, um, I try to make it a habit of having a glass of water, preferably lemon water, water with fresh squeezed lemon juice. And then I don't eat until I get to work, which is about between. So if the shift is from 4 to 12, all my eating will be done in that 8 hour period, right? And everything in my lunchbox, to me, is breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If you still eat eggs, you can have your eggs in there. You can have your lunch, your salad, your dinner, and or do your plate. Portion it off into that 3 portion size, however you want to do it. But for me, that's my breakfast, my lunch, my dinner, and so I eat it within that 4 to 12 8 hour period. So my fasting period is between when I go to home at midnight. I don't eat anymore until the next day, starting about between 4 and 6. So at midnight until 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 2, that's almost 16 hours of fasting, no eating, right? And if it's anything, when I get up, it's a cup of coffee. I'm still having a hard time just drinking black coffee, but I have tried it with black coffee with Manuka honey, and I still do the creamer right now. Can't get rid of that yet. But that's all I have. And throughout the day, blah 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 blah. The tea, the green tea, the black tea. Find out what teas are good for the body. And that's it. I just wanted to say intermittent fasting is a good way, that I'm doing to training my brain to eat. And I find that preparing my foods is so, so important. Um, Preparing my food ahead so I don't get caught, even on my days off, going out to eat. You know, sometime I have cheat days. I finally stopped at Doritos. That was one of the hardest things I stopped. I finally haven't had a cup of Starbucks Grande Caramel Macchiato, my favorite. Um, but I do have cheat days, and when I do, I add a couple of other things like the lemon water or apple cider vinegar or something else to my the way I eat. I keep saying to my diet because I don't diet, and to help pass that along within the body. Another thing that's really important to me is that I, for one, will not accept, oh, you're getting old, you're going to gain weight, it's normal, just live with it, adjust to it, or here, take a pill. Sorry, not I. And so at 55 years old, I'm not on any medication right now. And we never know what's getting ready to happen. I have not had COVID yet. I think I did have MERS in 2014. But let's build our bodies up, and I, want to build the body up as a bulletproof vest against, somebody can come next to me and cough and or sneeze or have something, and building the immune system in the body up helps a lot. Another thing I can talk about that has helped me, especially on midnight shift, is a diuretic, and it helps regulate you in your digestive system. And go ahead and Google Sassy water, Sassy water, which is lemons, cucumbers, fresh mint, ginger. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. I could be, but go ahead and Google Sassy water, and put that in your water. Let it sit in the refrigerator overnight, or try 24 hours and then strain it. It's a nice, refreshing water, but it's also going to help with digestive system. And you notice how things are off track a little bit when you're doing shift changes, rotating shifts. One of the things I've noticed while starting to eat different, I would at night before bed feel like I'm still hungry, or I could feel my body missing something. So whether it's the proteins, the minerals, or whatever, is something lacking. So I have to figure out how to adjust the foods that are in my little lunchbox through the day. But something good I just found out about, I'd like to share. At night, or whenever you out of the when I'm out of the window of eating, and I'm really hungry. Back in the day, go and make a BLT, or just get something left over and warm it up and eat like a whole meal, because you think you're like, when you're hungry, it's like, ooh, really hungry, gotta eat. So now I found out what's good to have is avocado or yogurt. So I still, I'm eating plain yogurt now, not the flavored yogurt. I found a good one at Trader Joe's that I like. I normally eat the plain yogurt for now, and add fresh blueberries, blackberries to my yogurt. And but if I'm hungry at night, I've tried this recently. I sliced up some avocado and just ate a little piece of it, and I was good to go, to go to bed satisfied. So avocado and yogurt.